Welcome everyone to today's Saturday Builders Circle session. This is our very first session that we're hosting within the AI Automation Lab. So excited to share with you all of the exciting things that we have planned. Our focus here in this lab is really accountability. It's really around execution and real, delivery. So we really want to build that momentum and get things done, and we want to help you all accomplish your goals. And so, the more that people put into this community, the more people will get out of it. And to help flow things, what we've done is we've created a weekly builder rhythm. So think of this as a way for you to continuously be engaged throughout this course. And so Mondays we have builder stand-ups where we kick the week off. This is where we're setting our goals. We're providing updates to the community. We're kind of holding ourselves accountable to others and setting our objectives. And then Wednesdays, this is actually more of a fun kind of day or time for us, basically, with our founders coffee chat, to be able to connect with fellow founders. And the powerful part about all of this, I think, is when you're learning how to use automation and you're using these tools, technology is empowering you. You now have the ability to become a founder, and I think like that is one of the main goals of this school. It's really to develop founders and leaders and people that will go out there and transform the world with technology. And of course, Saturdays is our build circle. So this is just kind of the goal is to meet together, have conversations around what we're building and what we're shipping. So today, Duncan and I, who has joined our team here as one of our interns and admin leaders, basically we'll just be talking about some of the stuff that we're doing. And it's really just, a way to talk about shipping and getting things out. So community updates. So we've had some, really exciting momentum. Zulu.cash basically it started off as an idea for a hackathon, and it's transformed into basically a prototype and something that's production ready now. That's a private AI agent. Think of it as your own personal assistant that is able to have conversations with you or is able to help you with different tasks. And unlike traditional AI tools that we use like OpenAI, Gemini, and all these other tools, all your data lives with you. So this is a very powerful solution. And for being a member within the Skool community here, you all have access to Zulu, and it's an uncapped access. So you can build whatever you want to do with Zulu. And then we also had a bunch of other exciting stuff, but really the main call out will also be the first challenge. So, being part of our community, we want to also open up doors to participate in hackathons and apply your real skills in different competitions. And so the pay less tax landing page with one of our partner organizations is actually taking place. So I think there's 2 or 3 or 4 people within the Skool community here that have already signed up. And I think this is a great opportunity to apply what you're learning and make some money on the side. So we already went over Zulu. Here's just high level snapshot of what the Zulu platform does. Again, very powerful tool that will allow you to have your own customized agent. I can't stress this enough. I think that this is a very good use case to allow people within this organization as you're learning how to if you do the weekly challenge, you'll build your own very own AI agent workflows. But using Zulu, the power is that you can take it a step further. So we definitely encourage trying it out. And then for today, so we're going to do introductions. Again, I'm joined here with Duncan. who's leading us up as our very first intern supporting the Skool community and also our admin here. So, Duncan, I'll shut up for a second here and pass it on to you for introduction.
Hi. Yeah, so I'm going to be basically helping to administrate the school page and motivate the community, engage the community with streamlining, the taking feedback, streamlining the coursework, and generating engagement whenever possible, and getting people excited about the different possibilities and learning that can happen on the school platform. So I'm relatively new to the AI wave and technology, but I'm taking Alula's uh, experience and trying to learn from it. So I'm very excited to be a part of the team. And yeah, I'm excited to see what everyone in this community can get done.
Awesome, Duncan. Super excited, to have you on the team, and I think also, my favorite part about this whole experiment, this whole school community, and everything that we're doing is it's everyone is learning together, and I think that this is a great opportunity for all of us to learn from each other. So super excited for all the collaboration here, and all that we will accomplish, and I guess the final update also for everyone is there will be a moderator team that we're putting together. So, it's the old saying, it takes a village. That's kind of the whole, premise behind this. So the moderator team, these are, people that have been consistently contributing and helping out with, content and just supporting other people. So, we're going to have like a few people that will be in that moderator group, and started sending out some messages. But if you're interested and you want to support the Skool community, please feel free to reach out in the DMs, and we'll get you plugged in. So we're gonna kind of go through the slides a little quickly since there's a few people here, but just kind of things to think through as you're watching this video. And wherever you are, you can just kind of ask yourself this one question. What are you building today? And what are your 60-minute goals, right? So like, what's your 60-minute goal? What is your goal within the next hour? And I think these are just some kind of ideas that you can kind of think about. But on future calls, these are the topics that we want to have. These calls are set up as like a round table. The kind of agenda and everything is really around getting people to just think through what they are doing and talk through those, and then kind of having solutions out there. So we basically, this is kind of my goals for myself in terms of what I'm focusing on. So working on the Zulu app, preparing the slide deck for the AI Tinkerers event, challenges for the community, kind of working on that. I guess, Duncan, maybe what would you say is some of your goals or focus areas for the next for today, and then just for this week in general?
Yeah, absolutely. So my goals for the week are going through the school content and sort of guinea pigging myself to get a feel for how it works and how it feels to go through. And in terms of today, I'm more focused on, um, let me see. Uh, yeah, understanding what these calls like the goal for these calls, I think, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, just sort of understanding it with the flow and how I think, yeah, we can work off the slides and yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's the key out of all of that is how do we get better? And I think, like, first it's understanding, getting a deep understanding of what's the current process, and then us kind of looking at ways to improving it. And so I think, yeah, this is awesome, Duncan, and excited for what we kind of accomplished this week and how we improve this process. So that's great. And I guess like maybe for the future, maybe we use like a framework similar to this, like maybe every week on these calls, we can have like people putting together like, okay, what are your focus area today? Like fill out some sort of, slide or something, right? Like I think that could be a good, what do you think about that? Like structuring.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a level of incentivizing people with giving them knowledge on the calls, and then
Mhm,
also giving them a space to contribute as well. Um, where, yeah, you could have people will be having like community members who have their own projects made, and
mhm.
people with knowledgeable experience in the field to talk and give their insights, right? And that could
Absolutely.
be a draw as well, potentially.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's a really good perspective too, because we get a lot of like people posting in the general discussion section. Like, there's a lot of projects and things that people are working on that would be really great to include, right? Like have people almost like a show and tell type of thing. I think that would be kind of like what you're thinking on, like more, like what's everyone working on? What are we, like what's one thing that people need help with, for example,
Yes.
right? Like even including that. And then I love the idea of like external speakers too. I think we talked a little bit about that before, but like bringing in even, like builders from different groups, like someone that's working on, some very complex issue or whatever, but like how does that impact everything else that we're doing, right? So I think, yeah, that's a great point, Duncan. And then, so this is kind of like what's next. By the way, this whole entire slide deck was made by Gamma. So I just some of the images are great, and then some of them like, why did they use that? Right, this one's pretty cool. Uh, but yeah, so we have our schedule right here in terms of like what's coming up next. I think everything's like in motion. We're kind of like figuring, what works best as we're going, but uh yeah, I would say like the goal is really let's make this the number one school community in the world. And I think we have a really great opportunity to do that. I know we're working on a few other like more kind of precise, uh, research around specific like industries and things like that that I think would be more value add. And Duncan, like the items that you shared in terms of getting kind of community involvement in these calls and kind of us being able to share our wins and all those, I think it's brilliant. We need to have that in here. Um, but I guess like since it's just you and I, Duncan, I'll just pass it to you with this question again. And the question would be, how do we make this the number one school
Yeah.
community in the world for AI and automation? What would be, what's two or three things that you could think of that would make this like number one in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, for whether it comes to a school community like this or a personal application or a website or business, getting engagement through traffic, getting a large amount of eyes on your page is important. And I think having content creators or authority figures in the field that can attest to the benefits of AI automation lab is important. Having
Hmm.
testimonials from people who have participated in the school to the school pages to basically showcase the good reviews and the effects that it can have of being engaged in this community. Because once people see that someone has been engaged and genuinely feels like they benefited from it, they're much more likely to want to be a part of it themselves. And I think that can help for sure. And having a lot of just really good, solid information here for people
Mhm.
for basically completely free initially, and then having the paid platforms or like pages for much more advanced things. Once people see there's really great information here, they're just going to be inclined to learn and engage with the Skool page.
That's awesome. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. I think the biggest driver is value, right? I think,
Yeah. Yes.
especially when you have like ultimate choices, like we're very fortunate, like, living in the US, you go to the grocery store, you try to, find blueberries or something, and there's like, five different brands, right? And it's like you have so many selections. Um, but what makes the selection that you pick different, and I think that that's the part that we're focused on. And you know, I also feel like having that as like, okay, our goal is to become number one, then that basically is like a powerful engine that we have behind us because we have a common goal, and that common goal is to basically add as much value to this ecosystem as possible, right? And really the way to add that value is just what you just pointed out, Duncan, right? It's putting things in people's hands that they can actually use, and insight in their heads that they can actually use. And like, and I think it's also ties to the earlier point you brought up, where it's a community piece, right? Like we have to have, it has to be a community. It can't just be, it can't just be you and I just talking to this group, and everyone is just like it's a PhD course or something, right? Like that's not what we're here for. This is a community of builders, of doers, of people putting in work together. And so yeah, man, super excited, super really excited to build with you and with our Skool community here. And thank you again, Duncan, for jumping on board and being here. um
Yeah, of
and
course.
yeah, man. Yeah. So I guess before we wrap, just a final heads up again. There on this timeline, a couple things to call out. So the Monday and Wednesday calls are already on your calendars, but the free N8N template library, I'm working on finalizing that. We have like it's pretty much like a general list of like hundreds of templates. But what I'm working on is like a kind of a customized list that breaks it down specifically by industries. So it's going to be a high value for sure. We're going to have that available. We're also in the process right now of working on a partnership agreement with a couple vendors to be able to basically get like super discounted rates for like different types of systems that we use on our day-to-day basis. So like CRM tools and a lot of business specific tools. So that I think Duncan will probably tie more to the the paid tiers that we're looking to put together for like our specialized cohorts. But yeah, stay tuned. This video will be available, and let's rock and roll.
Thank you, guys.
All right, awesome. So I'll end the recording now.